I feel like both Dani and Nicole go to Vanessa because they know she's a hoe. What is up, fellow Beyond the Gates viewers? Here to talk about today's Tuesday episode as we are kind of on the second back-to-back good week from this show. It's about damn time that I can say that, even though I definitely could have done without Joey and Trash tonight, which I guess we will get to them at some point in this review if I feel like it. I'm just going to go in order of my notes, and yeah, we are going to start talking about Bill and Hayley today, who happened to have to be at the hotel because I guess there was some damage to their house from the tornado. A tree fell, so now they're at the hotel. Hayley, one of the only smart people lately, who was asking Bill today why he wasn't covered in debris, unlike everyone else during the tornado. She doesn't know that he was in the elevator with Dani. And Hayley might not have saw that Dani didn't have anything on her either. But Bill tried this whole episode to just throw things back in Hayley's face, saying that he's glad that Hayley could be with Kyle Abbott. When she asked what he was doing all alone, Bill, of course, flashed back to him being with Dani in the elevator, getting down. Bill's excuse of what he was doing was that he was thinking about how to get back to her. And Hayley questioned if he was worried about his girls or Dani. He said, of course, he was worried about his girls, but why would he be worried about Dani? Hayley then learned about how the Abbotts are a part of the big cosmetic company in Wisconsin, and Bill saw her sudden interest in Kyle's family and how she's basically acting like she wants to pay Genoa City a visit, which I wouldn't mind seeing Hayley go to Genoa City and have more scenes with Kyle. They actually do got something there. Bill spotted Hayley talking to Kyle at the party a few times, I guess, as you talked about today. He called Hayley out on that, saying every time he would look over at Hayley, it was like she was around Kyle Abbott, and she asked if he was jealous, and he says a rich man is her type, which was shady. Hayley is upset that he thinks she was unfaithful. He says he's joking because if he was serious, he would go to Genoa City and whoop that punk ass Kyle's ass. Hayley says that she knows Bill will never betray her for another woman, but little does she know that he already did. Although I think Hayley knows that Bill could do that. Hayley's been trying to keep Bill from doing that with Dani this whole time, as she's been trying to scam Bill. Once again, the best part of these scenes is Hayley, looking for a new mark in Kyle Abbott already. Maybe if they do end up writing Hayley off of this show, she can go over to Genoa City, but I would not want Josh Griffiths writing for Hayley, honestly. But I like that they were still talking about it. I don't know if we will ever get any follow-up on Hayley and Kyle Abbott, but they did have chemistry. And Bill, throughout this whole episode, was just trying to take the magnifying glass off of him because he is guilty. He was the one cheating at the whole event, and so he was trying to throw that guilt at Hayley. And I don't know if Hayley completely caught on to the fact that he was basically projecting all of that onto her. Andre was home today in crutches with Dani. Andre on pain medication, says he's feeling okay. Andre was just going on and on about how grateful he is that Dani is okay, especially since she was trapped in the elevator all alone. Dani had her own flashback of being with Bill in the elevator, and Dani doesn't know what she would do if she were to lose Andre. She really broke down crying to Andre. This was clearly tears of guilt of what she did. And the show's doing a good job of making us feel sorry for Andre, who just loves Dani so much. Andre says that Dani always takes good care of him, but he's starting to feel pain again, so he needs more pain pills. So Dani helps him take another pain pill. Andre tells Dani that she's his whole world, and he knows what it's like to lose the people he loves because he lost his parents, and he doesn't want that to happen again. So he's just so glad that Dani is okay. They did a great job of making us feel sorry for Andre here. They've been really good at that. But when Andre basically fell asleep from the pain medication, Dani snuck away outside to call trash. She called Vanessa over. I've been complaining about this since Sunday in my preview for the week about why would Dani call trash of all people who just kicked her out of a house a week ago. I feel like both Dani and Nicole go to Vanessa because they know she's a hoe, but like she's been trying to play in everybody's face with Joey. And until people start stepping to Vanessa, it's bad writing that every single character except Deanna lets Vanessa try and step all over them in the name of Joey. But yes, Dani confided in Trash that something happened between her and Bill, and she regrets it, and Dani knows it was stupid, and it was just an action in the moment, but she says that if this would have happened early in her relationship with Andre, it wouldn't have mattered, but now that they're married and actually in love, Andre would be crushed if he found out this information. So she tells Vanessa that she's not going to tell Andre, of course. This is going to probably be a secret kept for quite a while on this show. So Dani's saying she can't tell Andre, but Vanessa did ask the good question of what if Bill tells Andre. Vanessa tells Dani that she needs to make sure that Bill and Dani are on the same page when it comes to this. And I just think Dani is looking so dumb. This show has quite a few dumb characters, and Bill is one of them. But Dani is added to that list now because we all know she's been pathetic over Bill from the moment this show first started. And they've had this toxic connection that she always falls back on. But like now that she gets with Bill again, I feel like she has given Bill ammunition to really have this sort of blackmail on her when it comes to Andre, or be able to throw something not only in her face but Andre's face. So yeah, Dani definitely fucked up, and I think a lot of us need to root for Hayley to kill Bill. Now I always say I don't want Bill dead, and I don't. But I am looking forward to whatever happens of that story. Something has to happen to Bill. He has been quite the terror to Dani over the years. We saw that flashback episode and just how shitty Bill acted with her, and that was not the first time Bill was cheating on Dani. So yeah, looking forward to whatever Hayley does to Bill. Not going to talk much about Trash and Joey today because I'm so over their scenes. I'm just so over Trash in general. She was talking to Donnell at the phone at the beginning, talking about how she doesn't want him to play mediator between her and Deanna. Deanna told Donnell about the bath comment that she overheard Joey make on the phone yesterday. Then Trash dwelled on Joey putting his life in danger for Abby Newman or Winters or whatever she is over on The Young and the Restless, and that Vanessa wants Grandpa Gangster to be less selfless. And I'm like, this is supposed to be our gangster on the show, but let Trash tell it, let the show lately try and tell it. Joey's just the gangster with the heart of gold. He's supposed to be this show's Sonny Corinthos. It doesn't work for me. I don't care. I like John Lindstrom, but it's not enough for me to like Joey anymore when all we get with Joey is him saddled with Trash all the time. When Vanessa left to Dani's, Joey's sister, I guess, texted him. Heather came over for 1 or 2 whole scenes. He was surprised to get her text. She's talking about how she's heading back to London unless he changed his mind about partnership. But he says he has a partner, and I guess that she saw pictures of Vanessa and saw her on TV and said that she has a bad bleach job. So maybe they are at least setting the stage for Heather to not like Vanessa. So maybe I can at least like Heather a little bit if that is the case. She had questions for Joey about Vanessa, but he says that Vanessa is off limits. And then Heather said she's leaving, and that was kind of it. It's very anticlimactic. there was a line before she left saying that she hopes Vanessa realizes what a lucky girl she is to have Joey. But then Joey says he's the lucky one. This show really thinks Joey and Vanessa are something special, and it's the stupidest thing about the show. Martin and Smitty were at the hospital together, and Martin is saying he's feeling fine, he's going home, he doesn't want to take a hospital room for other people in need. Smitty wants to get him home, but meanwhile, Kat is still at the hospital waiting, texting Nicole. Tomas had to go somewhere. He had some sort of mentee who was alone after a storm that he went to help. Of course, Tomas would not stay with his girlfriend who just went through trauma. They continued to write Tomas like he couldn't give a fuck about Kat. And yet at the same time, we're supposed to think that the Kat and Tomas relationship actually works. It's never worked. But Ted came and checked up on Kat, asked how Kat was doing. She said she's doing better than Eva. She's wondering if she could have done something more when they were trapped in that room together. But Ted told Kat that she is not to blame for this, and they ended up hugging again. Martin and Smitty were walking through the hospital before Martin was going to leave, and they end up seeing Ted and Kat, and they had to let Martin know that Eva was hurt pretty bad and needs a liver transplant. That's when a doctor walked up to Ted to let Ted know that he is not a compatible donor and that they're running out of time, so Martin wants to be tested. Ted is so grateful that Martin wants to be tested. Smitty's going to test himself also. It's nice to see Ted is thankful and grateful for Martin to be tested, when in yesterday's episode Ted didn't show any concern for his son Martin. But I think a lot of the rest of this episode was focusing on how Kat is trying to find Eva a donor without wanting to donate herself or be tested herself, because when Kat and Smitty were having a conversation, she was talking about how, yes, she and Eva hated each other, but she doesn't want her to die. That's when Kat had the idea that Andre is also related to Eva. They are cousins because Ted is Andre's uncle. So she called Andre to let him know what happened and see if he could be tested too. Andre called Ted and learned that he can't donate because he's currently on pain meds. And I guess because of the pain meds and because of his hurt leg, he's not able to go to the hospital right now. He told Dani he wanted to, but when he kept trying to get up, it really wasn't working. And he's really sleepy from the pain meds. So that's another person that can't be the donor, which is what this whole episode was about. Nobody is testing positively to be the donor for Eva. Isaiah wasn't able to test at all because he's not the right blood type, as he told Leslie today. That's when Eva got wheeled into her room. She is on a ventilator. I'm glad we at least got to see Eva today. I do think that adds some emotion to the story because we get to see the character that we've gotten to know over the past 16 months. And Leslie's hoping that she can be the one that gives Eva a piece of her liver. This whole episode, when Leslie continues to learn that people are not a match for Eva, she's still hoping that she will be the match. But towards the end of the episode, she learns that she is not a match, and she kind of breaks down, of course. Isaiah hears this information too. Isaiah runs into Kat and Martin outside, lets them know that Leslie is not a match. Martin says that Kat needs to get tested. Kat freezes. Martin says that everyone wants to do their part except for Kat, just because she doesn't want to share a father with Eva. Martin was going off on Princess Kat like he has done in the past, saying that Kat needs to grow up and do something nice for a change. But Kat says she wants her feelings to be considered for once, and that she has her own fears here. And I thought this was a great scene at the end. And I feel like they have actually built to this scene between Eva and Martin. We've seen them get into it before. We've seen them get into it over Eva before. So we have had the setup there. We've also had the fact that Kat did not want to get tested for the cancer BRCA gene at all when she was supposed to do that. So they have at least given this backstory that maybe Kat does just have this fear of having to be tested, having to do surgery, having to donate her liver. But yes, at that same time, we have Kat, who has hated Eva since this show began. Before she even knew who Eva was, Kat hated Eva. So this was some good build to this great ending today. And also Colby has done some amazing acting over these past 3 episodes. She's definitely been the MVP of this storyline. This is why I have been saying for like a year now that I would love for them to give Eva and Kat their own separate strong stories. They are 2 of the most popular characters on this show, or at least they used to be. But they still are when their scenes get posted on YouTube and social media. Let's give both Kat and Eva some meatier material going forward. Kat should not be saddled with the likes of Tomas. So, once again, a good step in the right direction for this show and for some of the characters. And I thought the scene at the end was the best scene of the day. Because there are layers to the Kat character here and why she might not want to get tested and end up being a donor for Eva. I feel like they're going to continue to draw this out for the rest of the week. And it seems like, I know people are expecting a twist with Eva's DNA, including myself. But so far, they're kind of setting it up where Kat might just be a match. And Kat ends up donating to Eva. And maybe that brings them closer together. But we'll see. A solid enough episode today. Could have done without Trash and Joey, though.